In today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing and review on the all-new Punisher War Journal from McFarlane Toys. I recently picked this up from GameStop. Gone up a little bit. These used to be $49.99, now it is $59.99. And as far as availability, GameStop and Walmart are the two retailers that are carrying this. Now this is inspired by issue number 6, the Punisher War Journal from the early 90s. One of my favorite renders of the Punisher. When I saw the headband and kind of the teal turquoise look, I said, you know what, when this comes available, I gotta get it. This is the 1/6 scale, so it's the bigger of the two different versions that McFarlane does have. Here's the nice purple backdrop of the War Journal. And then the back side, of course, this does include the comic book, and it's introducing Damage. Here is the SKU number in case you're looking to check availability, and of course, the original price of $59.99. If you're a pro member at GameStop where I picked this up, it's $56.99. After taxes, I ended up paying right at about $59.99. Just to be clear, they want everyone to know this is not a toy. So I'll unbox Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, get some scissors, cut some of the tape around here, and we'll pull him out. Now I do want to mention that for the first time I'm using a different camera for the review videos, and I think going forward this will be the new norm. It is the DJI Pocket 3 and also using a microphone. So this should be, you know, I do like the lighting. Just to kind of change subjects here, instead of using my phone, this is probably going to be the way we do reviews. This is the third McFarlane statue I have ever gotten. I have 2 of the black suited Spider-Mans from different covers that I'll show at the end of the video. So, you know, size-wise, this does, you know, line up correctly. And it's hard to keep up. It's hard to find places for all this, but something special like a black suited Spider-Man, or of course the Punisher, these are definitely the ones that are going to be on my radar. This will just pull right out. Here's the inside of the box. It has the nice Marvel theming. Of course, you do get that nice War Journal. So if you want to save the box and just kind of tuck it away, I mean, it looks so good. I don't know if I kept my Spider-Man ones, but I might hold on to Frank. Now, unfortunately, I have a little scuff mark here on the top, and I've had trouble with these in the past. Now, again, this is only the third one I got, but not really knowing that, you know, that the top of this could fold over. I almost ripped it on Spider-Man. So if you've never opened one of these before, just be careful when you're sliding it out. Comic books on the back side. Just want to show a little mark. It's not too happy. You know, I mean, you're paying $60 for this, but it is a nice backdrop. A little better look at that. You get the nice New York City skyline. It looks great. It you know, showing up on camera is exactly how I am viewing it. I've never really had that before where, you know, it looks good, you know, in my eyes, but, you know, on camera, I can't really illustrate it. It really pops. They did a good job. I just don't like that little spot. And the nice Punisher War Journal. It's nice getting these comic books. It's, you know, and some of them have been, you know, recreations, not exactly the same. I believe that the black suited Spider-Man one wasn't the same comic. I think the Secret Wars was correct, but not the Spider-Man 300. So I'm not going to know because I don't have the War Journal. I had the New Mutants that had the this kind of look on the Punisher. So that's why I wanted to go with this. Plus, this is, I believe, the original NES cover. Now, I do want to mention that this is the first time they've taped the comic. Usually, it's on the back side. It's on this side right here. So having it taped, there's actually tape right here. So if I remove this comic, I could rip that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to just leave it. I'd usually go through the comic and just kind of show it off, but because they taped it on that artwork, I don't want to mess that up because the background it's crucial. I mean, you know, you put the figure in here, you kind of get the display, but that has not happened with my Spider-Man ones. I'm shocked they did that. Okay, I managed to get it off. I had to check it out, and I forgot that you know, there's a card that they include with this. So it peeled off without damaging. Of course, this is introducing Damage, so maybe that's their new theme, without damaging the back. So yeah, you get the nice Punisher War Journal card. front side of the comic. Here's a shot of the back. You get a digital, I'm sure, a digital comic, or a QR code to scan for more information. And then here's where to follow McFarlane, another QR. It's gonna go through these pages. Oh, you got Wolverine in here. That is cool. Nice high gloss comics. Reminds me of early 90s. Late in the comic book kind of collecting. Kmart would have like 3-packs of like Batman DC comics. And they were kind of going back to like the Jason Todd as Robin. They were reprints. But, it was the only way I could get my hands on them. And this is what this kind of reminds me of. It's the comic, but it wasn't really the authentic, the real deal. Yeah, nice shots of Logan there. And then you get the advertisements. Yeah, that's the Spider-Man I have. All right, what we've all been waiting for is, of course, checking out the Punisher. There's a couple of clips here, little zip ties, as I like to call them, to cut. And what I always do is go from the back and pull from this way so I don't damage any of the front artwork. My buddy Evan had some nice like clippers that he uses. I'm going to use either scissors if I can, or a little razor blade, but the clippers work perfectly because it's kind of an inside secret. So just throwing it out there, but he looks good. He looks really good. Can't wait to get him out of here. All right, it was just 2 of them. There was one on the far bottom and then one going across his waist. So there was 3. I missed it. It's right there. All right, I think we got it this time. So I'm just gonna pull them right out, and you see on the bottom you have a base here. So maybe pulling from the bottom. Of course, you don't want to mess with the guns. I usually just pull the body out, but this gun right here is kind of flimsy a little bit, but I might just come out from, let's see, let's just come this way. There we go. They really got him in there. Here's kind of reminds me of Han Solo right there, look at this. This is awesome. It looks so much better in person than, looking at images online, it looked good, but it just, man, and he's got the straps on, the little shiny there behind the shoulder, and the deltoid, but man, what a great job. Look at the muscles. And it's got some weight to it. Maybe 2 pounds. Maybe 3. Just kind of compare it to those 2-pound M&M bags. Frank Castle War Journal. And the head is in position here. You can't turn it. You can't move any of the arms. And the guns have a little bit of wiggle room, but they're pretty much locked into place. You can see his index finger really gripping that gun. This is great. Look at the boots. You can't, the iconic white Punisher boots, the nice plastic stand, that's how it looks underneath. I said before I got this, I don't know, I was doing a video probably a week ago, and I said it's not worth $60. It's worth $34.99. After seeing this, I don't know. I'm not regretting spending $59.99 on this at all. This is incredible. This might be my favorite one. Taking a look at the head, the headband coming around the back, and just the attention to detail. The muscles in the back, the green straps. See how the gun is totally different color. I mean, it doesn't blend in. When you're drawing superheroes or whatnot, Batman all in black is a good example. How do you separate certain features? And I mean, they did it. It's different shades on the gun versus his suit, and then the hair, and he's got those squinted eyes. It's the Punisher. Back side of his utility belt, the elbow, just him gripping. Look at this. The gun, that is just so cool. I mean, that is a hardcore. I remember this from the comics. Is you know, with the skull coming down. It was part of the belt. They absolutely nailed this design. This is honestly one of the best Punisher statues I have ever seen. And in his final pose here, like he's standing at the comic, you have the $1.50. I remember the $1.50. I remember when they were $1, and then I learned about sales tax. It's a little bent here, but I'm sure after time it will just. Of course, it's on my X-Men stool. It will flatten out, but it looks so good. It looks good with the backdrop or without it. I mean, they absolutely nailed it. And I ended up putting the comic back on, and then the card, I taped the bottom and then just kind of reassembled the tape on top. The card is on the other side. So I just figured I'm just gonna leave, oh, you can see it right here. I'm just gonna leave the comic on there. Get the old Hulk right there. Awesome. And you can see him next to the first Spider-Man that I got was the Spider-Man 300, which the comic did not match. I never saw the Spider-Man 300 comic, but this was a gift from my buddy Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, my very first McFarlane statue. Now, I'm not going to keep the Punisher here. This is kind of the Spider-Man corner. You see there's the Secret Wars, issue 8, issue 300, and then Punisher War Journal, issue 6, introducing Damage. So they do line up. You know, if you get the 1/6 scale, they're all going to be the same size. So that's the look that I've been going with right now. Now there is another one coming out, a Colossus, that I might end up picking up just because it's Colossus. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Just going back to the Spider-Man look. So I'm just gonna keep them, you know, with the black and issue 8, issue 300 Spider-Man over here, and then the comics are right here. Actually, on the back side of the comics, it doesn't have that QR code, so everything is different. So it's interesting how they decided to make those. I'll show you where I put the Punisher. This was once the home for the X-Men '97 Magneto helmet from Hasbro. Sold that a few months ago, and the X-Men sign has been just kind of holding the fort down next to this light. And I thought, you know what, we'll put Frank right here. What do you think? And maybe if I scored the Colossus, now he is the smaller of the versions, but he could fit right in there, so might be a good spot. What do you think of the Punisher? Is he worth $59.99?